Do you see how his fingers are pressed together? Owns one of the largest social media companies, knows something about how people will react. This would be an excellent way to make some money and get to troll the media. Right. Tonight, we're going to be looking at Elon Musk, his recent salute that he gave, and we are going to react to it. But my goal here is to take this following conversation and look through this event through a lens of why our culture reacted in the way that it did, in particular, the media, and why we choose to react that way, and why the media chooses to do it like that or disseminate that information to the public. And I'm including media, not just as legacy media, influencers, podcasters, all of those. Anybody who is basically providing a platform and distributing information to the public. So we will take a look at our viral culture nowadays. Do you see how his fingers are pressed together?
I did not.
Well, they are. And also, when he walked up to the stage before he spread his fingers, he had them pushed together as well. Now, I don't know about you, Zach, but how often do you walk around or gesture with your fingers pressed together?
When it's it has to be deliberate.
Right. Exactly. It has to be deliberate. You are making an effort to do something. There is a cognitive choice behind it. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there. Do you think an individual who owns one of the largest social media companies in the entire world knows something about how people will react to a certain thing distributed in the media?
I would say he would know everything about it.
Right. Do you think that it would benefit this man to do something that would alienate a large group of people who may be investing in his company? Because I don't think it would.
Obviously, it would not. And I've never seen him act this way on screen before, although I have not watched him much.
Right. But one thing that he does have is that social media company, and he makes money from it. And I think this would be an excellent way to make some money and get to troll the media. Right. And that is my interpretation of this. A troll.
My heart goes out to you.
What was that?
It is
So that was it. Have you seen this?
No.
You haven't? Okay. So that right there is what this is all about, is that gesture. People are making the assumption that he is trying to signify to neo-Nazis and others a form of support to it, right? Because that motion happens to be related to some other things in our past which aren't seen as positive, which I agree with.
Yes, that's exactly that's exactly what I thought.
Right.
Why has his hair got a floof in the back?
He's doing his thing.
you that the future of civilization is assured.
Oh my
Thanks
goodness.
to you. We're gonna have safe cities, finally, safe cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff.
That we didn't get last time he was president.
And we're gonna take Doge to Mars.
Have you heard anything about this?
Nope.
That's what I love about this, is you don't have that much exposure to media.
I don't watch media.
I know, it's fantastic. It makes it perfect for this because we get to see your reaction real time without a whole bunch of poison being instituted into your thoughts. But he is planning on sending people to Mars and setting up an infrastructure.
People?
A whole thing. And this goes back to my point about that this is an actual intentional troll on the media. Because again, he owns a social media company. He is a public figure and he's aware of how his actions are perceived by the public. Therefore, this is an intentional act. There is some very interesting things about his plans to go to Mars and how he plans on instituting it. And I don't want to get too off topic here, but he is creating at his star base in Texas a brand new facility, houses those that work for Tesla, and also provides restaurants, places to hang out, all this kind of stuff. Now, think of the wonderful type of manpower that you will have by promoting that. A whole bunch of people that are together with a common ideology. And not only that, but you are creating type of generational workforce of like-minded people. I mean, how many people choose to follow in their parents' footsteps, right? It's a good idea. It's social engineering. It's fantastic. It really is. It's smart.
I mean, can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? Bam! Yeah!
Wow.
How
What else that's
inspiring
gonna
would that
do?
be?
That's going to take resources from other countries that have the capabilities to go into orbit and go into space. There's always a race. Like that's going to make Russia contribute a huge portion of their resources to make something similar to try get to start going to Mars. Because who knows? Like they don't want America to own Mars. Like what if we could get resources from Mars that would, make us way more powerful or whatever?
Yeah, geopolitics is a huge driver in accomplishing large tasks.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like the moon, for example, right?
Yeah.
We had the space race. We dumped tons of money into NASA. Geopolitical events, huge driver.
And so did Russia put tons of money into trying to make it to the moon. Now this is creating a competition between countries to get to Mars first. I don't know. See, and if he says this and the other countries are going to get into this race, this makes this a national pride thing to back him to do what he wants.
Absolutely.
Because now we got to get there first. And because we said it.
There's always problems in life. There's this problem, solve that problem. But there need to be things that inspire you. There need to be things that make you glad to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking forward to the future.
His gesture has brought the following massive viral reaction from people. Here's a good example, right? Look at this thumbnail this guy has. He's either a Nazi or an idiot by James O'Brien. Now, this is a perfect example of our viral culture. This guy is exploiting an ambiguous action that is uncertain, that's producing this kind of blank canvas for people to paint their own interpretation. And of course, he's going with the most extreme interpretation there is.
Well, like you said before, do you think he would even have his fingers closed unless it was intentional? Do you think he really did that by accident? A man who owns a social media company?
No, he was just doing it just to troll the media.
Yeah, to create conflict, more
it's
interest.
Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny. I mean, how someone could think that he is doing something to intentionally, possibly alienate a ton of investors in a publicly owned company is crazy. I mean, it's a troll.
Well, like you said, he can deny it. He can say it was ambiguous. He can say that to them. Oh, what? I didn't mean that.
Right.
But look at all the attention he gets for doing it.
That definitely increases the amount of money that Twitter is going to make.
Oh yeah. Like
totally.
the people that are hating on him are on a social network.
Totally. Ad revenue benefits from it.
That was pretty genius
Totally
when you
does.
stop and think about it.
I know. And it's hilarious. So he gets to make money off of it and gets to troll the media at the same time. It's a win-win. I love it. I do. I love it.
Wow.
All right. Let's check this out.
Nazi salute in Germany and in Austria. So anybody minded to tell me that that's not what Elon Musk was doing must encourage him to go and do it in Germany and see what happens. And in fact, if you don't think it was a Nazi salute, why don't you do it at parents' night next time you're at your kid's school?
Heart, right? So he's touching his and then sharing it with the crowd. He's expressing his gratitude.
But that exactly, the Nazi salute was bap, whap.
Right.
I just did it on camera. Oh my God. Now I'm going to be friggin'. I didn't mean that like that. I was imitating somebody. Oh my God. Now I'm a neo-Nazi.
Donald Trump inauguration, as James points out, Elon Musk is a Nazi or he's stupid. And given that we keep...
I got a point about this. So notice how he said opinion. Well, what about this guy's opinion? This guy is just giving an opinion. And this goes to a communication effect that is called a two-step communication model. And it mimics our usual social hierarchy where we perceive people with a lot of followers as having social capital, just like we do in our everyday lives. If there is someone that we see as popular or look up to as an authority, we will sometimes adopt their beliefs, share what they say without checking it, and, continue forth with the spread of what information that they have. This individual is sharing an opinion that he does not know for sure. It's his interpretation, just like our interpretation earlier, but people perceive him as an authority and will follow suit.
They perceive it as a fact because it's coming out of this guy's mouth that they follow and have, like you said, like he has a lot of weight in their, like they don't see it as opinion. They are getting told what's real. I mean, that's what they perceive him saying is like, this is fact. This is real. I remember I've had a conversation long ago in the past with a woman I knew who was listening to a man talk about very similar things. And I asked her, well, how do you know he's right? How do you know he's not even lying? And she had no back. She was just like, well, he's not. He's just not. That was her rationale. She'd never been asked that question about this person that she was following before. I could see it in her face.
Yeah.
She was like, what do you mean could not be telling the truth or be wrong? That's not even a possibility in my mind because he's somebody I idolize.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, if we come into this discussion with preconceived beliefs, like, for example, we don't like this person, the individual we are listening to doesn't like them as well, that's going to confirm our beliefs. It's a confirmation bias, right? We're starting to pick the information that we want that's not going to challenge our beliefs, but align with our beliefs. And that is a problem.
That was a huge problem you see that like during the election, like a lot of people who vote one way or the other, like they will just take what somebody says as that's fact, even though like it's proven that this is what he's done. Like do something, but say you didn't do it. And now this is fake news, even though we can watch him saying what he said in real time. We watched it in real time, but since he said he didn't,
it happens both ways. It does. In his case, he does do an excellent way of painting media outlets that don't align with his belief or audience as fake news. But both sides definitely do it.
Be a Nazi. I don't know.
Like that is a serious claim. A serious claim to allege against someone that you are a Nazi. That is huge.
Instead of just realizing what it is, like what you talked about, that it's something to make a big firestorm about him doing it. Not that it meant anything else. Like he's a Nazi. What does that even mean?
And
nowadays?
I could be completely wrong, mind you. Like that's just my interpretation of it. But I consider my interpretation less damaging than calling him a Nazi. And I consider it a little bit further of a reach for him to be that. Boom.
Hey.
Isn't that hilarious?
Wow. That is
For those who can't see this, it's Elon Musk jumping in the air, each arm and leg pointing in the shape of a Nazi symbol.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Oh, good one, Zach. Good one. That's a future short of our viral culture right here. So different media platforms, their algorithm promotes different things, right? So YouTube, big one with that, is watch time. And why that's important is the more that people watch, and it also keeps people on their platform. Now, things like Instagram, visual engagement. So you can't make a video, obviously just one image, but you can make a short out of it, or you can just make some crazy image like Elon Musk jumping in the air, forming a Nazi symbol with his arms and legs, and get tons of views on it and tons of clicks. And guess what? There's monetary gain in that for the content creators, is why they're doing it. Our algorithm and the monetary gain, the method through that, promotes this type of viral culture. And so I did a search on Instagram for this. Now, there are multiple accounts now created, and here's one. And it says Elon Musk _salute_ daily. 6 posts. They're all the same post put out at different times with an image of Musk and his salute. That is the only thing this account is about. Just got started, and there are a ton of them now. Like, they are flooding, and it's because it gets attention and it gets clicks. And then also here, this is another one. So see this hashtag? That's another method of delivery. That's another way that the algorithm promotes it. The hashtag now, Elon Musk is Nazi. It's just our system, the structure of social media in itself promotes this type of behavior. And it's bad. It's bad. If it was just cats and dogs that went viral, it'd be okay. But the amount of fake news or false news, let me just go with that rather than the political attachment that we associate with fake news. True or false news, the amount of false news that is spread is crazy. And I recently read a study that provides an excellent example of it and proves that we are more likely to spread false news rather than true news. You know why?
There's more of it out there.
That, and we love to piss people off that we know. That one kind of friend that you know doesn't believe what you believe, but suddenly you read a headline that proves your point, you send it to him. You share it. You do. We've all done it. And that brings me to my opportunity to take a jab at Tim Pool and his culture war, right? What type of gain does he have from his podcast, The Culture War? In other words, does he gain more by perpetuating the culture war, or does he gain more by finding a resolution for it?
This whole title of his podcast
is The Culture War.
You can't lose that.
You can't. He has to perpetuate it to make that money.
Yes,
that money.
That's Skrilla.
So,
your point is that you literally think that it could be that he didn't mean to do a Nazi salute. That's what you think?
It's a possibility. I mean, I don't want to be that person that says, this is exactly what happened, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. Where I tend to land, though, is that was an intentional act. An intentional act just to troll.
Yes.
And have a little bit of fun with the media and make some money at the same time. Because I don't think that the people who are going to be investing in this company are actually going to believe that is what others are saying it is.
And I don't think that people making that much money would really care. Right? They wouldn't.
Probably not. Good stuff, man. Should we call it a night?
If that's what you can call it a night,
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.